So here's exactly where we left you in part 1.
States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Things start to go very awry in this communication, in large part due to how Vice President Vance has emotionally charged this situation. Prior to this, President Trump was not necessarily emotionally activated. He was not in his ego. He was not emotional. He was listening. He was maybe disagreeing, but it was tepid water. It was smooth sailing. Vance brings up the important fact that Zelensky does not seem grateful for the US's aid. He's essentially saying, you're in the Oval Office. How about some respect for this great nation, for all the aid we've given you? How about you lick the boot? How about you say thank you? How about you really make a show of it? Because now it's time to show some respect to President Donald Trump. Now, in a couples therapy setting or in a, corporate mediation setting, we have to keep in mind the context too, right? Zelensky was campaigning for Biden to win. So there is that resentment as well. Now, as a mediator, this is a point where I would jump in and I would try to take the emotional charge out of the situation, given that it really has no place in diplomatic talks about the world, about war, about people who are actually on the front lines dying, unlike these two gentlemen. Simply, emotion should not be part of it. We're trying to solve an issue here, and injecting emotion can only muddy the waters, as you see that it'll do very soon. Vance says this knowing President Trump. He knows President Trump, and he knows it's going to rub Trump the wrong way. He's planting a tiny little seed, and you see as the next few moments continue, Trump is now activated. He's on the defense. He's in his ego, and he's thinking, why didn't you say thank you? Why didn't you lick the boot? Why didn't you get in here and show tons of respect? He is completely down that rabbit hole just based on what Vance said a moment ago. Now, observe quickly here how Trump's face, body language, everything, his perception changes. You could see it on his face, and you could see how he so easily gets activated by something that Zelensky says next. Now, was this manipulative of J.D. Vance to say in probably one of the most important historical discussions about this war? Yeah. In a couples therapy session, this would have been red flag to the end of time, and I certainly would have jumped in, but unfortunately, I was not there. As someone who is a mediator, it does make me wonder about what agendas are being advanced here, who has what intention, and, it would cause me to probe further if I was in this room. I would probably pause the whole interaction and say, okay, we got to break down what just happened here. One thing we can say, though, is this interaction most definitely displays J.D. Vance's